Welcome back to WCS Korea's Challenger League. I am Wolf, with me is Kaldor, and it's time for the Protoss versus Protosses to start flowing here.
It is time for Creator versus Hero, and I'm really excited to see Creator in the booth. We didn't hear too much from the Prime players in the recent past. At least nothing that would give cause for, like, happiness or whatever. Like, we didn't see, like, Marine King suddenly succeeding again and going all the way to the top. Quite the opposite, actually.
Yeah.
We didn't hear about any other player, like, too much. No, a lot of good news for the Prime team these days.
Yeah, Prime kind of disappeared a little bit, so see if Creator can pull a good game off here against Hero. Like I said before, these guys played Protoss vs. Protosses like crazy a year ago in the BWC Korea qualifier. They were both pretty good at it, as it turned out, and Creator, of course, the best at it at that point in time. He plays a very safe Protoss vs. Protoss style. And if you asked me a year ago which one of these two players I would favor, I'd say, oh, Creator, of course. Like, there's no question here. But I look at it now and I'm thinking, of course, it's Hero. Who is Creator Prime? You know, where has he been? What has he been doing?
He definitely has to step up his game a little bit. He had nerf issues in 2012, a lot of those, and when BWC came along, he finally got rid of those. He managed it so well, and he was able to get the success that he, in my opinion, really deserves. But then at the same time, going into Heart of the Swarm, he really struggled, as did the entire Prime team. And we don't really know why that is. Is it a lack of practice? Is it just the adaptation to the new game? Whatever it is, it definitely made the team struggle, not only in Team League, but also on an individual level. Creator can show us right now that he's able to overcome this problem. He's already in the second round of the Challenger League, so that gives him safety, but he wants to go to the Premier League again. Hero, on the other hand, heavy hitter, so we could see this is going to be a really good match. If Creator is on a top level again, then I feel we're going to see a pretty epic Protoss versus Protoss here.
Yeah, you know, I feel like if Hero tries to throw anything silly at him, any DT builds or Blink Stalker type plays, very aggressive strategies, that's what Creator will excel against. You know, because he just plays that super safe style. But if Hero plays a greedy economic style, then Creator might have some problems. He plays too safe sometimes.
And the map that we see here first is Yeonsu. And let's see what's going down here. We have a PvP, the first one of the day here at WCS Challenger League. Colin Wolf. Starting to the bottom left, we have the Prime player, very successful in 2012, struggling in Heart of the Swarm a little bit. This is his chance once again. It is.
Creator Prime.
Got that QSEN DT35. Sharp.
And starting to the top right, we have his opponent, starting for CJ Entus.
CJ Entus Hero.
His teammate just qualified for the next round, and he himself, of course, wants to repeat that performance, wants to be able to go to the next round as well, not go down against Creator and then have to play the next season of the Challenger League. And Creator, as we said, successful player in 2012. That was when he got a hold of his nerfs. He was able to really pump out good plays. He was always a player that had very good builds. People were always like copying his builds, a lot of Protoss players, whereas fans were watching his games, like high-level players trying to find out what new build he came up with.
Yeah.
But then Heart of the Swarm came along, and the Prime players did not really adapt too well to the expansion. Hero, on the other hand, also pretty strong player, and both of them actually in this matchup in Heart of the Swarm offline with roughly a 50% win ratio, very much on par.
Yeah, it feels like they're equally matched.
The problem that we really have here is that if you just look at the recent game histories, for example, Hero is on a roll. He has beaten the last 4 Protoss players that he faced in best of 3s. He took down Dia, Hurricane, Junbi, and Bess. Before that, he lost to Parting. That was back in Pro League, and that's a few months back. That's like 3 months back. So, besides that, he's doing really well in this matchup right now. He kind of has it figured out for himself, whereas Creator, on the other hand, he just lost matches to Classic and to Rain. So, needs to be a bit careful how he approaches it, but it's good to see Creator back at least in the Challenger League, but I would love to see him, of course, in the Premier League, but same is true for Hero.
Yeah. My question is, like, how safe is Creator going to play? He actually starts a second gateway here. I expect Creator to be the one who goes Stargate if it's going to be either of them, just because he's shown that in the past. He's got really good Phoenix control. There's that control a game with Phoenixes and continue to harass.
Stargate was definitely his trademark play that we saw back in the days, yeah. And oh my god, the probe moves in again. A hero drops the Stargate here, and he tries to maybe just hide it a little bit, but Creator, of course, lingering around a little bit longer. He knows that there is going to be some kind of tech or other commitment, and he keeps the probe in the main base, sees the Stargate right away.
And as a response, he will probably add his own Stargate. And it's a cancel on the Stargate, a smart choice. Cancels goes Twilight Council after the probe leaves. And he's probably going to go DTs because he probably thinks, you know, logically, Creator's going to go Stargate, so then he won't have detection, he's going to start Phoenixes, and then I'm going to have DTs and surprise him. That's a really smart idea by Hero, actually. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, cancels like this are really, really cool to see, and you always sort of fake out your opponent, and this could definitely give him a win here. Depends all on what exactly Creator is going to do as his next move, but for now, he is assuming that he will have to deal with the Stargate play. Not a lot of players actually cancel these days. Most players just go through the original plan.
This is such a weird little battle, because he knows that Creator's second Stalker is going to come soon, so he actually has to run away. He got the first shot, but then he messed up his micro a little bit here because he shot the probe. Now the second Stalker up here comes, but here Creator is going to have 3 Stalkers. There's the Dark Shrine, and Creator has neither added a Stargate nor a Robotics.
And another, I mean, he lost a probe in that last battle and took more damage on the Stalker, so that was definitely not worth it for him. And as you already said, with the Dark Shrine in the picture and no detection on board, this is gonna get messy. If Creator doesn't add some kind of detection soon, he's gonna have a massive problem here.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a Stargate at all, so that's gonna be a problem. He has now the Robotics, so the first Observer will be out, but it won't be at home. If he makes a second Observer, he'll be golden here. He also has the Sentries to buy time. If he can see the TTs coming and he can force field them out, he will be fine, absolutely fine.
Yeah. Question, of course, being, does he see the pylon, does he see the ETs? The probe is already there, but both probes pass each other. And here comes that pylon that Creator is not able to scout. Yeah, he himself is going to be spotted on the other hand. He wants to build a pylon here, but the probe is immediately being attacked, and that Mothership Korea is not having any of it.
I really like Hero's position here. He's got the Nexus coming just a little bit slower, and the Dark Shrine here probably not going to do a ton of damage, but still could do a little bit. And even if he doesn't do anything with the DTs, he has that threat, and his Nexus is not very far behind. He's got the faster Robo as well.
And here comes an Immortal instead of the Observer. So right now we have no detection. He will have to cancel the Immortal and go straight for an Observer. And this will do damage. This will do a whole lot of damage. Hero in a great position here. No Observer for Creator Prime. And I mean, he's the guy who loses the Observers every time. So at this point, apparently, he decided not even build one, but that was the wrong decision for sure.
Yeah, now he's getting that Observer out. DT's already going to work at the natural. Several probes killed here. And I mean, the DTs will escape. He's forced lost mining time. He also forced to cancel, like you said, on the Immortal, which he chrono boosted. That's a waste of his chrono energy. He gets nothing that he wants here in the early game, whereas back at home, there's already an Immortal for Hero about to be finished.
I really like that he saves his DTs here and just doesn't sack them. He killed 7 Harvesters. The mining time lost is an issue, and he keeps the Dark Templars alive. He can still use those. So in this situation, he edges out a small lead in the game for himself. And now Creator actually with a double Stargate commitment as a response.
It must be because he knows he loses Observers too often. He has to get double Oracle production for his detection. That's got to be the explanation. But really, he's going to go double Phoenixes here probably. He could also do something really, really strange and go Void Rays, but I don't think that's going to be what happens here.
Yeah, in case you haven't watched too many Creator games, he is infamous for losing Observers and sometimes just sacking them. He has a couple of games where he lost Observer numbers in the double digits. So it's kind of funny to see. Creator is just throwing Observers at his opponent usually, but this time he started skipping on them, and it turned out to be the wrong move in the beginning. But the double Stargate opening is really interesting since he realized that the Stargate was cancelled for his opponent. Hero actually poking a little bit with the units that he has here, but the double Stargate could absolutely blindside him.
Yeah, because he only has one Archon, and you're going to want Archons against as many Phoenixes if you have the type of build that Hero has here.
Can he hold though?
I think he should be able to hold this with the Nexus Cannon, as long as he doesn't overcommit to his units. Oh, a little bit of a harassment here in the main base though. And now he scouts the Phoenixes, and that's really important.
He needs to snipe that. It's too a little bit too late.
Yeah, and now
DT
there's
in
the
the
DT
main.
in the main, exactly. And Zealots, I mean, the Zealots alone doing damage here. Where's the Observer? It's right nearby, but he needs to actually send it over. He's just struggling to multitask against Hero here.
Yeah, nice force build donut here against the Immortal. He's trapped and he goes down. And at the same time, we have still the battle going on here in the main base. We have the lift with the Phoenixes. Finally, the unit's taken out, but he lost a couple of Harvesters. Again, 4 in total, 11 in total, 4 in the last battle. And he also showed his hand with the Phoenixes. He wanted to get up a good Phoenix number and then swoop in, take down the entire economy of his opponent. That's not going to be the case anymore. Cannons building for Hero. He's getting additional Stalkers, but there could still be some damage done if the Phoenix control is good for a creator.
Yeah, you might actually be able to pick off some of these sentries here. That looks like they get back home just in time. Stalkers as the answer to Phoenixes, it seems like the most obvious choice, but sometimes it's not, it doesn't work out. But because of the damage he did, I like Stalkers as the transition here, and I don't know what Creator is going to do now, because, I mean, basically he's been negated here. He loses a Phoenix, the Stalkers are going to have Blink. He might as well consider going into Void Rays right now, because that transitioning to Colossi is going to be a little bit awkward for him. Trying to get Archons out is going to be even worse, and he's going for the Twilight Council, so it looks like he wants to go into that Archon transition here. But
the problem for him really is the commitment to attack that he can no longer use. He had a complete different idea. He saw that his opponent went for the Dark Shrine, and he realized, alright, you cancel your Stargate. I go into double Stargate, you will not have an immediate answer. If I can hide it and go into your main, I can take down so many of your units. But at the same time, with Hero identifying this threat, Creator doesn't go along with it anymore. Creator has to transition out of it, and for him this is very awkward, since now Hero can still make his same plan work. He's going for the upgrades, he has them a little bit faster, and he has a really good position here. So Creator definitely finding himself not necessarily in a horrible spot, but it's a very uncomfortable one.
Yeah, you're so right. Like I said, I don't know what he can really do here. I mean, just trying to go into the Temple Archives is what he's chosen, but that takes so long. And if Hero gets an inkling for a second that Creator has this weak point, he's going to go for an attack, and that's exactly what we see here. The Phoenix is going to maybe catch an Immortal, but at the front here, he's going to deal with a massive attack by Hero. Beautiful force fields.
You saw the force fields already earlier for Hero, and here he comes again, blinks forward, and snipes that one Immortal, blocks it with a Stalker. Beautiful play by the CGN's Protoss, doing his damage here. Still 3 of his Immortals running away from the Zealots. The Blink is not ready just yet. The Phoenix is trying to go in to maybe save the day for now. Sniper Sentry, but already another warping of Stalkers. And here the Protoss player goes again. CJ enters, is on the move.
He's got that Nexus using the Photon Overcharge, but there's just not enough range units, and GG,
and Hero takes the first map against Creator.
I love his choice to cancel the Stargate, go DTs. It's just, I think it's the smartest possible choice he could have made in that situation where he thought the Stargate was not going to be scouted. It was. And he's like, well, I'll use this to my advantage now rather than just trying to go Stargate and thinking, well, he already knew, but I'm going to stick with the plan. And it wasn't really the DTs that got Creator. It was just his Phoenixes were scouted. He did not deal with the pressure very well. When he had the Zealots and DTs in his main and the attack at the front, he fell apart. He couldn't deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, that game really it just showcased that every single time we had Hero a bit of a step ahead. Creator was always the one who tried to make a play, but it was always denied. Every single time he tried to make a move, it was denied right away by Hero. So very good choices that Hero made here. But Creator definitely not in a position where you say like, well, he got absolutely crushed there. He got with a few moves, a little bit unlucky. He tried to salvage what he could, but in the end, Hero takes it. But Creator definitely has the skills to make it work, and we could see him forcing a game 3. But now we have the next map coming up, of course, which is going to be a very big one. We are going into Whirlwind.
Yep, Whirlwind, a big map. Probably going to see Stargate play here from Creator again, I expect. Obviously, he wasn't the one who started it, but he may go for it early on because Phoenixes are just so good on this massive map. And PvP, you're not really going to get a lot done with a Blink Stalker play or a Dark Templar play on this map. It's just too big.
Well, here we go. Game on. Game number 2 at the WCS Challenger League in the second round. The Protoss versus Protoss. Creator down a map. Can he edge out a victory against Hero?